You too small.
Y'all, man. 2 cents be on point. She be on point, bro. On
Appreciate
point.
it.
Nah, for real.
Appreciate it.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Eddie Hearn and Devin the Dream Haney trying to bypass the weight clause for the IBF championship in his next fight. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the video. So, first of all, if you're new to this channel, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. If you're a frequent visitor of this channel, be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. And be sure to support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button. And you can always donate to the channel. Cash App 2 cents boxing. Now, Devin Haney is being rumored to fight Liam Paro in December for the IBF championship belt. I recently read an article. This is not a rumor. This is not something I heard on YouTube. I read an article that said Eddie Hearn was interested in making that fight in December. He recently said he tried to put Devin Haney on the Riyadh card in October, but Devin Haney wasn't going to be ready. That he was going to try to make the fight at 140 with Liam Perot for the IBF belt. Now, for those of you that don't know or are not familiar, when you have the IBF belt, it comes with the mandatory 10-pound rehydration clause, which means you cannot gain more than 10 pounds after the weigh-in in order to make the fight. There has been speculation, especially since a documentary dropped about Devin Haney being a quote-unquote weight bully within the division. The reason a lot of people are saying that is because after Devin Haney versus Regis, it was reported by California Athletic State Commission that he blew up to about 165 pounds that night in order to make that fight, which is a percentage above their rehydration limit. How he got away with it, I don't know. Some people say it wasn't a rule at the time. They were thinking about making it a rule. Whatever the case may be, that's what happened. And in the documentary with Devin Haney, you can see him telling his opponents at the face-off, "You're too small." A lot of people was like, "Oh, the Haneyites, the Hanos clan, they were like, "Oh, that's not cheating as long as he can make the weight. He's not no weight bully. The other person can rehydrate up to, all these different arguments that were going back and forth." Okay, cool. Then he gets in the ring with Ryan Garcia, who's somebody young, somebody his size, and somebody with similar reach as him. And we seen what happened. Whatever, Ostarine, whatever the case may be, right? You still seen what happened. So fast forward to now, and you see Devin Haney trying to find a loophole within the rule. I'm gonna tell you what the loophole is. They're trying to find a loophole within the rule in order for him to bypass the rehydration clause. Now, after the fight with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney became the champion in recess, which essentially means he dropped his belt. Somebody else was able to fight for it and get it. And if he decides that he wants it back, he got the first dibs. He ain't got to wait in no line. He ain't got to build himself back up. He can just go fight that person for the belt to get it back. But what Eddie Hearn is trying to do, and the loophole that he believes he found in the rules, is that he's trying to say that Devin Haney is unified. Because if you're unified, you don't have to go by the IBF rule. If you have a belt and they have a belt, the rule is null and void. The only time you have to abide by the weight clause rule is if there's only one belt at play. So what Devin Haney wants to do is to say he's unified, even though he's a champion in recess, to bypass the weight clause to fight Liam Perot. My 2 cents. First, I want to say, I do believe that Devin Haney needs to be moved very strategically, at least for his next 2 or 3 fights, until we see where he's at mentally and physically after the fight he had with Ryan Garcia. Is this moving strategically? Absolutely. You can't get no more strategic than this. You're trying to find loopholes in the rule. But the problem I have with this is that you want to say you're a unified champion and use a belt that you don't have in your possession and say you're unified to bypass a rule to win the IBF belt. So if you beat Liam Perot, you win the IBF belt. If Liam Perot beats you, there's no belt on the line. So essentially, I think it's unfair that you get to use your unification status, but you can't lose your unification status if Liam Perot beats you in that fight. So that's where I'm at with that. Now, I don't have a problem with Devin Haney moving strategically and fighting this person and making sure he has this advantage and doing all of that. The issue I have is that you're doing this with the belts. And there may be other people in the division that are deserving of the belts that's not doing and loopholing and playing all these games. I mean, if they let you do it, they let you do it. But this is my 2 cents about the situation. I'm going to see if they let him do it. But I think it also shines a light on the fact that you have been making it a point to have a weight advantage in all of these fights you've been fighting. Once again, it's not against the rules. At least not yet anyway. They are trying to make different rules to combat this with all these fighters shrinking down and then blowing up and rehydrating to all these crazy amounts, because it's not healthy for the fighter and it's not healthy for their body. And I guarantee you it will most likely have long-term effects. But I think this situation here really shines a light on the fact that Devin Haney, for whatever reason, wants to have a weight advantage in these fights. And a lot of people are even like, can he even make 140? Why is he staying at 140? He needs to move up to 47. Devin Haney looks huge. He looks, if you see any pictures of Devin Haney, he looks huge, man. He does not look like a 140 pounder. I'm not even sure if he can make the weight, if he can comfortably make the weight. Some people were saying he was weight drained in the Ryan Garcia fight. So I don't know if Devin Haney, much longer Devin Haney is going to keep taking these chances playing with the weight. But this move right here is really exposing Devin, in my opinion, for being a weight bully. I'm not saying he's doing anything illegal, but it's really exposing him for being a weight bully because he's trying to get around the clause, because he wants to have that weight advantage and be way bigger than Liam Perot on fight night for whatever reason. But I do agree with moving Devin Haney strategically for his next couple of fights to let him get his mind right, get himself together. Maybe he shouldn't be fighting. Maybe he shouldn't come back and fight a championship fight. Maybe he should have a fight or two and then hop back in the race for championship belts. But that's just my 2 cents. What do you all think about Devin Haney trying to get around the clause? Does this actually shine a spotlight on the fact that he's out here trying to be a weight bully? Let me know by dropping your 2 cents below in the comments. Follow me on IG at 2 Cents Boxing. Follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 2 Cents 20. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video.